I want to welcome you all back to my channel. Y'all already know the vibes. It's your girl Sydney Sizzle, Sid the Kid, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today I'm talking about my 5 to 6 gems that I want to offer you all about just really being able to achieve success while in this virtual work from home environment. I think that makes sense. You know, last year I did intern at LinkedIn in New York City, and this year I am interning at Nike virtually as a women's marketplace intern. And so it's been a very overwhelmingly amazing experience. And I say overwhelming just because like everything that you're learning is literally from a computer screen. Like there's no, I mean, like you can get up, but at the same time, like everything is over Zoom. Everything is through some type of video, some type of laptop. Like there's no type of one-on-one like in-person experience. And so it can be a little draining, I will say that much. But at the same time, I feel like if you put yourself in the right position to maximize this opportunity, then you will literally set yourself up for success. I don't care what role, position, company you work for. I'm about to drop these tips for you, and I hope you utilize at least one or maybe all of them, because right now, again, I don't know what the future is about to look like for me, but I feel like with where I'm headed, you know, literally the world is mine. The world is my oyster, and I'm about to flex it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it, however I need to make sure that, you know, things, at least within my power and within my control, kind of work out for myself. So let's get to it. So my first one, and y'all, I have them written down. I had to, because I didn't want to be all over the place with my thought process. So my first one is be consistent. I don't know what type of work you're doing. I don't know who you're meeting with. I don't know any of that. But what I do know is that if you're consistent, people will see that and people will notice, and they're gonna be like, whoa, this person is really about their business. Like I mean, yes, you might mess up, you might have errors, and that's perfectly okay. But if you're consistently bringing new ideas to the table, if you're consistently reaching out to people, if you're consistently just being a go-getter and trying to figure out like what's the next thing I can do, what's the next thing I can contribute, like you will set yourself up for the most success. Especially, I realized that last year, you know, in tech or just most companies now, they really give you that autonomy to be yourself, to think on your own, to do on your own, and they're not necessarily going to micromanage you. Although I've heard from previous interns and other people at different companies, they have managers who literally like to micromanage and see, you know, what they're doing day to day. Why aren't you doing it? Like, sis, sir, Mr. Ma'am, like cut it out. But I realized like when you're consistent with the work that you bring to the table, like there's no need to micromanage. There's no need to like have someone kind of like be overbearing, because they already know Sydney got it. Like she good. I gotta check in with her maybe like once or twice during the day, like see, hey, what's going on, just like checkpoints. But for myself, there's never been a time where someone had to say, oh, whoa, we need to have more than one conversation because you aren't, you know, I don't want to say overachieving, but you aren't executing the task or the deliverable. So make sure you're consistent with everything that you do. The next one is be ambitious. And I want to say be ambitious and be confident. And I feel like confidence definitely comes over time, and I'm someone that just exudes confidence. I don't know how I do it, because sometimes I'm very nervous, I'm very scared, but I don't think that shows when I'm talking about my ideas or when I'm asking different questions. And maybe I don't know how to necessarily ask the right question just because it seems so complex to me since it's new. But I tend to just, whatever it is, I'm very gung-ho about it. I don't let fear kind of hold me back from whatever that idea might be. And yeah, it might be too broad or it might be too big, but I feel like when you have it in your heart and you know that it's something that could really impact so many people or impact a small group of people or just have an impact at large, like the things you can do, the people that you can inspire, like you literally never know who's watching you. I've had so many people reach out to me on Instagram, LinkedIn, just saying like, hey, like I've been seeing what you're doing. Whoa, like freshman year Sydney, freshman year Sizzle, did not have it all together, I'm telling y'all, but it's something that came over time and just self-reflecting, getting into programs like MLT, being active on campus, and understanding who I was and what I wanted. But I've always kind of been that, like, you know, go-getter person, but stepping into that confidence and knowing my purpose, or kind of figuring out my purpose as I went along, is what I feel like sets me apart from so many other people, because I'm not afraid to take that leap of faith. And yes, I might fall on my butt, but that's okay, because to be ambitious is to live, it's to bring new ideas, it's to be fresh, it's to be unique and be authentic. So that's that on that. Please hold me to it, and I'm gonna hold y'all to it too. The next one is come out the gate strong. Yes, I don't care if it's the first week of your internship, last week of your internship, whatever the deliverables are, you need to do that to a T. I don't care if you have to ask 1,000 questions. I don't care if you have to, every little step I take, like, you will be there. Like, don't expect your manager to baby you and constantly hold your hand, but at the same time, like, if you need help, like, hello, I need some help, especially over this virtual, as I said, virtual landscape where you don't necessarily have access to your manager directly, like physically. But yes, you can call, you can FaceTime, you can set up time on the calendar, like, hey, like, I really need your help, I really need to, you know, think this through with someone. And thankfully, like, I have my sister here with me still, so I can just, like, okay, I need your opinion. Otherwise, I don't know what I would necessarily do. I'd be talking to myself the whole time. But yeah, no matter if it's your first week, your last week, like, you need to be coming out strong. I don't care if it means, you know, for myself, something that I did recently, it was the first working week, and I asked one of my project managers, of course, like, you know, what do I need to be doing, or what would you like to see from me? Not even what would you like to see from me, like, what could I be doing before our meeting on Thursday? He said, you know, look through XYZ 1, 2, 3 and bring some ideas. And I'm thinking, okay, like, I'll bring some ideas. You know, I'm good for writing everything down, but coming out the gate strong means delivering. That means presenting. That means actually presenting something tangible, something that they can see. And it's like, wow, like, this person really put time into delivering their idea. They put time into this internship. They're putting time into it because this is something that they want. It's not something that's just going to come to them. And I think that's really the beauty of this being virtual too, because you can really make it whatever you want. You can do as little and as much as you want. And I feel like the more that you do, the more they'll actually see, like, you know, if this girl was, or this person was physically in the office, she would be bringing the same amount of effort, same amount of ambition, same amount of confidence into the same space. And even though they can't physically feel my presence, I know I'm shaking them tables. I know I'm bringing those ideas, you feel me? I don't want this video to be too long. Another thing I recommend, I've already said this in one of my previous videos, but it's just having a journal or having a place where you just write down whatever, whenever, however. And so for me, yellow represents, can you see that? oh, excuse me, yellow represents research and pink represents meetings that I've had. I've kind of messed these up along the way, but essentially it's easy for me to flip to wherever I'm trying to get to instead of having to like sift through a bunch of papers. The last one, so I don't know if that was 4 or 5, but I'm gonna just put these two together. Be relentless and be positive. For me right now, I don't know what the next year is about to look like, and that's perfectly okay. But being relentless to me means just always pushing the envelope, pushing it, because you never know what could come just from being positive, just from executing those deliverables, just from networking and connecting with people, throwing time on the calendar, especially when everything is virtual. Like, we've all been doing the same thing. We've all been looking at this computer, sitting down, like, especially if you need to take a break, like, yo, go ahead. Like, when you see my bed is right there. If you just need to go lay down for 10 minutes, do it, because your mental health is so important, especially in a time like this where you're not around a bunch of people. And I know for myself, I am very active, and one thing that kind of keeps my energy up is like talking to new people and meeting new people. But nonetheless, just being relentless, being positive, just always asking, like, what can I do, what can I be doing, how can I be doing it, what do I like, just always asking questions, always being on go, I think will definitely take you so far, whether, you know, you're starting your full-time job and it's virtual, or if you're starting your internship and it's virtual. I think those so far have been like the most beneficial gems, I guess, for myself to even take advantage of. And honestly, like, I've been sowing those seeds and I've been reaping the benefits, honestly, just from being confident, just from putting myself in a position where I'm taking on just a little bit more than I would, or taking on a little bit more than what was given to me at the beginning. So I hope those gems resonated with you, and if they did, make sure you give me a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't want to comment, that's okay, that's okay. But I hope to continue like just providing you all insights on like my internship, things going on in my life. And that is it for me. I will see you guys later. Ciao.